Hey everybody. Hey Jen, how are you? I'm glad that you're here today. I am on later today than my normal Tuesdays. I had a doctor's appointment with my mom this morning. So I had to run and go do that. But I'm glad that y'all are here. I'm excited to share with you the projects that we have today. I'm gonna do this. There we go. We're going to be using the Friendly Foliage Bundle, and I'm excited. I didn't realize how easy this bundle was to use. I thought it was going to be a little bit more complicated, but I have really enjoyed creating with it. I love this focal image right here. It's so pretty. So this is what we're going to be working with today. If you are new here, my name is Jana Edwards, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Corpus Christi, Texas, and I go live twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I pick one bundle, a Stampin' Up! Bundle, and then I go live twice a week to bring you a card class. I then combine those 4 projects that we create for that week and turn them into a class kit to go for you that you can earn free from me when you place a $50 order in my online store. So, hey Buffy, thanks for being here. So this is the bundle that we're working with today, and we're going to create these 2 really cute cards. Okay. I have a couple of announcements. Let's see. The Mega Bugs class registration's closed. I am shipping those out, preparing and shipping those out tomorrow. I think I have 1 kit left from that. So if you would like that, you can send me a message and let me know that you're interested in the bugs class, and I will get that sent out to you tomorrow. It's a really cute class, and it's got 10 projects using the Sweet as a Bug bundle, and I partnered with my friend Lisa Harden from the Stampin' Zoo. Thank you, Jen. I'm glad you liked the cards today. I partnered with my friend Lisa Harden from the Stampin' Zoo to create the 10 projects. So I'm really excited for that. So that's going to ship out tomorrow. The Springtime Joy Mystery Craft Box, we're getting those ready, and those will ship out on February the 2nd. And then tomorrow, I'm also going to send out an email. I am going to do a craft along in March, at the end of March, using the Hobby Haven suite of products. I've had this on my list of things that I wanted to create with, and I love it. I love all of the products in it. So I am excited to bring you a craft along. So if you're interested in information on that, please sign up for my email newsletter, and I will send out the registration for that class. It's going to be 8 cards, and you can craft along with me. It's going to be on Thursday. What date did I put on that? Thursday, March the 26th. I think that's the right date. And we're going to do it at 5 o'clock because I wanted anyone that purchased the craft along kit to be able to craft along with us at 5. So it will be from like 5 to 6:30 to do the craft along. Or you can watch the replay and create the cards, on your own time if you can't join me for the live craft along. But I will have those kits ready to send out to you so that you can craft along with me. Like I said, sign up for my email newsletter. I'll send you all the information about that. Okay. Let me show you the paper that we're using because it is so beautiful. It is the Brush with Beauty paper. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but this has been in my stash to use too, and I just haven't used it yet. But it's so pretty. You have like your solid backgrounds on one side. I'm just going to pull this out of here. I've already used a couple of sheets for today's projects, but you have one solid side and one floral side. Like this has the flowers on the other side, so pretty. And then you have the petal pink. It's petal pink, darling duckling, early espresso, calypso coral, petal pink, basic beige, and mossy meadow and Lost Lagoon are the colors in this paper. But Isn't it beautiful? I love it. I would just take this, like if I was redoing a room, I would take this and put it in a scrapbook frame and just decorate my walls with it. But there you can see the paper. All right. Also, I wanted to let you know that I have teamed up with 6 different demonstrators, and we are bringing you a Product of the Month Creative Inspiration PDF tutorial. So when you place a $75 order in my online store throughout the month, so say you place a $75 order from me this month, I'm going to send you this tutorial free, just as a thank you. So it's a Product of the Month. Stampin' Up! Has a Product of the Month. You can add it to your order, to any $75 order, for $5. This month it was paper and a designer series paper. So we have created 12 projects using this designer series paper, and you get a PDF tutorial for all of the projects by all of the demonstrators. And then next month, we got a sneak peek of what next month's going to be today. Super cute, super cute. So we'll do more projects for next month, and then so on. You'll get the PDF tutorial for next month. And that is sent out by the 25th of the month, 25th, 26th. We'll start sending those out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I think we're going to start with the Mossy Meadow card first, but it's super cute. So we're going to do this. You can't wait for the Bugs class buff. I know, me too. I'm excited for everybody to get it. This is the first card we're going to create today. And I think they're so pretty. This stamp set has like get well, sending love, you're on my mind and in my heart, thinking of you, wishing you all the best, and here for you always. So it's like support sentiments. You know, anyway, I love those. Those are great cards to have in your stash to send out. Did anybody send out cards this week? I have not yet. It is Tuesday and I have not sent out my cards yet this week. Okay. So if you get this class kit, your kit will look like this. I do not send any stamping because it is against Stampin' Up! Policy for me to send stamped images. So you will have to have the bundle, or if you already have the bundle, you'll need that to create these projects. All right. And so we have a piece of the floral print Brush with Beauty paper. And what I did was I just used the opposite side. And I'm going to just adhere these two together. I'm going to layer those two together. And then we'll adhere it to the card front. Okay, so I have a smaller piece here. You can check my blog tomorrow and I'll have this one posted with the measurements at the bottom. And then Thursday I'll do a fun fold, and then that will be our freebie Friday tutorial for the week. So if you're on my email list, I try to at least 2 or 3 times a month send out a freebie Friday tutorial, and it's usually a PDF tutorial of one of the fun fold projects that we create during class that 1 week. So now that I have these 2 panels stuck together, I'm going to go ahead and I don't feel like this paper is directional, but I do want my leaves going this way. So maybe it is a little bit, but I think there's enough busyness that if you put it the other way, it would be okay too. So we're just going to adhere that right to the center. This piece goes on the inside. We're going to do some stamping for the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my stamps. I am going to we'll do our stamping for the inside. So I'm going to use Mossy Meadow. Let's see, I have Mossy Meadow and Old Olive for these. I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper because I'm going to have to stamp off. Mossy Meadow. Old Olive. I have a drink over here to my left. I'm trying not to knock it over. Okay, so in the stamp set, there is this cute little detailed stamp right here. it looks like just a bunch of, I had a friend that we used to scrapbook together all the time, and she used to doodle, and that's what it looks like to me. It's like doodling, but it's like a bordered image. So I am going to use my Mossy Meadow for this, and I'm going to go, I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to try to make sure my paper's straight. Make sure I have enough ink. I'm going to stamp off. Just, I like to stamp just to make sure that I'm getting a good, you know, like I have enough ink on my ink pad. And I have re-inked this Mossy Meadow, and it just, I don't know. The ink pad is something about the ink pad. It's just not inking up evenly. So I do have some news though. Stampin' Up announced today that if you're familiar with Close to My Heart, they used to have a magnetic closure ink pad, and their ink pads were felt like the old Stampin' Up pads used to be, which I really like the old Stampin' Up ink pads. Stampin' Up is going back to the felt ink pads, starting with the new catalog that comes out in May. So we are going to have new ink pads, and they're going to be magnetic closure, so you won't have to pull and pop open. Yes, Buffy, you do have some good inspiration. I'm glad you have this set already. Anyway, Stampin' Up is going to go back to the felt pads, and they have purchased the proprietary, thinking that's how you say it, proprietary design for the Close to My Heart ink pads. And they're going to go back to felt and use the magnetic closure ink pads like Close to My Heart. So I am very excited about that. All right, so I took the large leaf image and inked it up with Mossy Meadow, and then stamped off, and then stamped it onto this piece of Very Vanilla cardstock. Then I used Old Olive for the smaller leaf image, and then stamped that. And let me see, I stamped Sending Love here, but I think I'm just going to leave it blank on the inside. I think I'm just going to leave this one blank on the inside, so you have lots more room to decorate. I have a kitty cat laying down here by my feet. He wants some attention. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, make sure that's dry, clean that spot off of there. And I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of this piece of Very Vanilla cardstock. I have a feeling I'm going to run out of adhesive today. Then we're going to take and just glue this to the center of our card. Isn't that pretty? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. So you'll have a piece of Very Vanilla cardstock that you can stamp your image in. And what I'm going to do is I am going to start with, I'm going to move this over. Oh, no, I'm going to leave this here. I will scoot everything over. And I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to ink this Stamp Up in Old Olive first. I'm going to use Old Olive ink. I'm going to grab my, let's see what color that is. Yeah, I'm going to grab my Mossy Meadow Dauber and I'm going to grab my Mossy Meadow ink. So I'm going to use my Old Olive, and I'm going to ink up the stamp. You could do this with Lemon Lime Twist too. That's a really good combination. Lemon Lime Twist and Old Olive together. Those are good. Good colors. So I'm going to take my dauber, and I'm just going to add some ink to my dauber. And then I want to take and just kind of add some color to the center of our flowers just to give it a little different color, but not all of them, not all of the leaves, just around the center of the leaves. Now I'm going to stamp this right in the center. Make sure that's good and covered. But you can see, when it dries, you'll be able to see it better. There's a little bit of color variation in the leaves. You can see it here. It's a little, some of the leaves are a little bit darker than the other ones. You just want that slight color variation. I made sure to prime my stamp really well yesterday when I was playing. If you have new photopolymer stamp sets, you can try cleaning them a couple of times because they have a film on them. Try cleaning them a few times, or what I like to do is when I use mine the first time, I like to ink it up with Versamark ink and then use it on my ink pads. It's like it fills in any kind of imperfections that they didn't, you know, because when you cut, I guess this is plastic. When you cut something like this, you probably can't get it 100% smooth, so it tends to fill in all the little nooks and crannies of the stamp. And I usually do that a couple of times, and then once you clean your stamps a couple of times, it kind of just scuffs up that top edge a little bit. Okay, now what I want to do, I'm going to move all this out of my way so I don't get ink everywhere. Now I'm going to grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. I'm going to bring it over here, my little one. I'm going to grab these two dies, and they nest inside of each other. Now you could cut out the image with just this one, or if you want it to be detailed and have all of the negative space cut out behind it, you need to use both of the dies. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to move this here. I'm going to take this die and I'm going to line it up. I'm looking at the frame to make sure that it is evenly spaced. Not really, let me grab my Post-it note tape too. So the frame looks okay. So I want to put a piece of Post-it note tape just to hold it in place here. Then this piece is going to fit right in the middle. Oh, hold on, I need to lift that up. So this piece is going to go right in the middle, just like that. Oops, and it moved on me. Hold on. Okay, that looks good. And that looks good. Oops. They're a little bent from cutting everything yesterday. So I'm going to put a piece of Post-it note tape there. Then I'm going to put another piece right here just to hold them in place together. All right, put on our top plate. And run it through our machine. Hi, Bubba. Okay. He's going to start talking to me now, my kitty cat. And there you have it. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. The only tricky part to this is putting the dimensionals on the back. If you want to pop it up, you have to kind of cut up your mini dimensionals into little strips. And That's the tricky part for me. All right, so I'm gonna grab my mini dimensionals. What time is it? 4:30. Let me grab little baby dimensionals and my take your pick tool. I'm gonna start adding some dimensionals around this. Actually, let's do this first so that way we can make sure everything is where it needs to be. Okay, so this panel here is going to be your sentiment panel, and I want to make sure that this piece fits right about there. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my Mossy Meadow ink and my stamp set, oh. See, that's what happens. Okay, hold on. Let me clean that off of my fingers because I will get that all over my projects. I just know it. And I don't want to do that. It's a good thing this Stampin' Up! Ink is water-based, right? All right, so I'm going to grab my stamp that says, "Here for you always." I'm going to go ahead and ink it up. And I'm going to just measure where I want it by where my focal image is at. There we go. All right. Close that up before I stick my fingers in it again. All right, now I want to add my dimensionals to the back. Y'all are gonna hear my little girl Penny, her feet on the floor back here probably because it is almost time for her dinner. I'm just gonna add several all around the biggest spaces that I can. One here, one right there. I can probably use another one right there. And now I'm going to use my scissors and cut some pieces. Okay. So I'm going to just put these cut pieces. I need one here in the corner, one in this corner here, and I need one more for down there. One right there. Is that good? Maybe one more here. Okay. So let's go ahead and I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of our little sentiment piece now that it's had some time to dry. And put it right in the middle there. I thought I smeared it, but I didn't. Good. All right, now let's take off all these little backings. Hers has an itch on her ear down there. Okay. I think this is the most tedious part, is pulling all the backings off. What else do I need to tell you? Oh, if you are interested in joining Stampin' Up or becoming a discount demo, like somebody who you don't have to, you don't have to run it as a business. You can just be a hobby demo and get a discount for yourself on all of your products. So if you're interested in that, I would love to have you sign up and be a part of my team. Right now, Stampin' Up is offering a free stamp positioner tool. They're having their new Stampin' Positioner. I actually have it. I just haven't gotten it out to play with it. But it's a really cool little tool. I think it's normally $49 and you get it free with your kit when you sign up. So the kit is $99 and you get to pick $125 worth of product. I'm looking for my ribbon, y'all, is what I'm looking for. Here it is. Okay. There we go. This is the basic beige ribbon and I'm just going to tie a small bow. Anyway, the Stampin' Positioner, you can get it for free. It's something Stampin' Up is offering right now when you join as a Stampin' Up demonstrator. And you don't have to do classes. You can simply order from yourself and get a discount on your products, which is really great. It's a 20% discount from yourself. And I would love to have you sign up under me. I think it ends at the end of this month. That promotion does. Ends at the end of this month. I'm hoping they're going to have another really great join special like they did a few months ago. But if you're interested in that, you can go to my website, stampedaninc.com, and look under the Join My Team tab, and there's a little bit more information, links where you can sign up if you would like to. But I would love to have you as part of my team if you're interested. All right, so I am going to... Oh, piece of dimensionals on the back of that. I'm going to add our bow right there to the center of that little die cut panel. It's just so pretty. Do you see how it's changing colors? How you can see on these leaves, they're old olive and the other ones have some mossy meadow on them. Once the ink starts to dry and really soak into that paper. Okay. Now I'm using the, what are these? Antique pearls. Love these. All right. These are antique pearls and I'm gonna sprinkle just a few of them across the card front. I'm gonna add one here. Add one of the smaller ones right about here, and then one of these we're gonna go right down here. Okay, and there's our first card for today. Isn't it pretty? So pretty. I love the detail on the inside of the card. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one, and this one is really cute too. I used a Darling Duckling ink to stamp the center, or to stamp the focal image. I just thought it was so pretty. I love how everything with Stampin' Up coordinates. I think they do a great job with coordination. Okay, what are we doing now, Jana? All right, so here's our kit for this card. We have 3 pieces of the Designer Series paper. You have your piece for, we have our regular card base here. I will have this card posted on Thursday with all the measurements on my blog, stampedaninc.com. All right, this one's going to go on the inside. We'll wait a second to do that. Let's go ahead and stamp and die cut this time. So this is clean. Thanks, Jen. I'm glad you like it. So I'm using Darling Duckling, and I'm just going to do one solid color this time. I'm going to just ink up the stamp. You could do stamp to ink or ink pad to stamp, however you want to. I just, with the larger stamps, I like to take an ink pad to stamp. All right, now I'm going to just lay this down in the center just like last time. Give that a good Press down on that good. Give it a minute to soak in to the paper. I am going to close this. One more good press and then lift that up. Okay, we're going to go ahead and die cut this the same way we did the other one. Oh, I need to take this out. Hold on. Let me clean this out real quick. See how it gets, the paper gets stuck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and just poke it into these holes, and it will release that paper that's in there. Some of it's falling everywhere. Some of it's not coming out as easily as I would like. There we go. If you ever have you find that your paper is getting stuck, you can use a dryer sheet to run your plates through your machine, and it'll coat that metal so that sometimes it'll help the paper not stick so bad. Sometimes. All right, let's try this again. We've got our large die, our outline die. So you could totally just cut it out like this and leave everything and not cut out the center. I like the center cut out. I think it's pretty. All right, now I'm going to line this one up like that, like so. I'm going to use this other piece of tape, hold it down there. Put our top on. Run it through and get our image out. And I'll poke that paper out later. See, so easy, so fun, and it makes it look like you did a lot of work. All right, I want my sentiment that says thinking of you, which is right here. Oops, I'm gonna put that face down. I'm gonna grab wax paper works. That's good to know, Buff. Thank you. There are a lot of possibilities with this bundle. You're right, Jen. I really like it. All right, so I am going to stamp our sentiment right in the center of this little label. Isn't that cute? I love the font in this stamp set too. Now I'm going to grab our double, I think it's called the double banner punch. I think. I'm going to grab this and lift this up, and I'm going to use this. It's got two ends. One looks like a ticket punch end, and the other one has like a little scallop. Can y'all see that? Yeah, there you go. So I'm going to use like the little scallop edge. I like to turn it over and make sure that it's even. I'll just punch that end out, and then I'm going to take this end and do the same. There we go. All right, now let's build our card. So I'm going to set these two aside. I have our card front. I want to lay this in the center, and I'm not going to glue it down just yet. I'm going to clean this stamp off, the little doodle, I don't know, what would you call that, border stamp, I guess. I'm going to clean that off. I'm going to get my early espresso ink again, and I want to make sure that this is going to fit here and it's going to fit here. And I'm just going to do a border around this piece of, around my card. Okay, so I'm going to start here. I'm going to use my Post-it note tape to just hold this in place here. All right, so I'm going to start here. I'm going to stamp there. And then I'm going to come around to this side, to the bottom, and I'm going to stamp another one right there. Okay. Then move this over here. I'm going to do the same at the top. So I'm going to turn this upside down so it's facing me because I can see it better that way. I'm going to turn it this way, and we're going to go like so. And then I'm going to turn it this way, and we're going to do like that. Okay. Close that up. All right. Now I want to go ahead and add some adhesive. I'm going to commit and add some adhesive to the back of this piece of Designer Series paper. And we'll put that in that spot there. All right, now I want to take these two pieces and I'm going to layer them together. I just wanted, when I put this piece onto this Designer Series paper, I didn't like that the two beiges kind of mixed together. I didn't think there was enough contrast there, so I added this piece to add just that little, like 1/16 of an inch around the corner so that it kind of stuck up almost like a shadow off of the paper. I liked the way that looked better than the tone on tone together. So we're going to add some adhesive to this right here. And then make sure, I got to bring this a little closer to me, y'all. Okay. Then I set it a little crooked on the card front. So I'm going to add some adhesive here. Oh, goodness. It's stuck. It got stuck to the container, you know, the outside. All right. And these flowers, I want to make sure that they look like they're growing upward. So I'm going to just tilt it a little bit, catty-cornered, like so. Then we will add our Stampin' Dimensionals to this piece and put it on the front. So let me grab those again. Hold on. There they are. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add these again. You don't have to add as many as I do. I'm a little heavy-handed with the dimensionals, I think. I'm a little excessive, but that's okay. I'm going to add one right there. Then I'm going to add that strip right there. Okay, now I'm going to cut some edges, and I'm going to cut this. Oop, stuck to my sweater. I'm going to go ahead and add that strip right to the bottom there. And I think that's probably good. What do y'all think? I think it works. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take the backings off of all these dimensionals, and then we'll adhere it down to the card front. Okay, just a few more. Buffy, I haven't ever tried the wax paper tip. I might have to try that. All right, I think I have it off of all of them. I'm going to go ahead and I'm putting it on straight, like so. It's so pretty. I love it. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, now I want to add our sentiment right here to the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take two dimensionals and I'm going to put them right here on the edge. I'm going to put one there and one on the other side directly across. And then we will put our sentiment piece down right across the front. Like that. Okay, now I want my linen thread. I'm going to take some strands of linen thread. Ooh, it would be pretty too if you made a loop and just tucked your linen thread up underneath the label too, instead of doing just a bow. I'm going to grab my linen thread. I'm going to do a double bow over the top of this. So I'm going to tie that. Oh, I didn't give myself enough. Hold on. Try again. Thank you, Buffy. I'm glad you like it. You'll have to try it and you'll have to send me your creation so I can see what yours look like. You know, I have a group, a Stampin' Ink. It's called Stampin' Ink Creative Corner on Facebook. So if you guys ever want to post your creations, please go join the group and post your creations. I do a sketch challenge every week, and at the end of the month, I enter everyone who posted on the sketch challenge in a drawing for an embellishment. So if you're interested in that, it's Stampin' Ink Creative Corner, and you can join the group and join the sketch challenge, join the fun. I think there's about 40 members in there right now, so we're still kind of small. But yeah, I would love for you guys to come and play along. I try to put in some Stampin' Up updates and just some fun stuff during the week. It's not, what am I looking for? Glue dot. I'm going to add a glue dot to this. It's not a super busy group, but I do like to post challenges and other information on there each week. So come join us and have some fun. All right, I'm going to add this right there on the card. Oh, that's glue dot stuck to my fingers. Okay. All right, now we're going to add some little pearls again. And I think we're going to go, let's do one of the medium size ones. Oh, hold on. Hold, please. Okay, let me put that there. We're going to do a medium size one here. Let me fix the putty on my end. I'm going to do a large one down here at the bottom, and then a medium size one right there. Okay, now let's finish off the inside. For the inside, I'm going to take the panel and I'm just going to stamp our little border image on the corner. Where is my, here it is, right in front of me. So I want to ink up my stamp again in Early Espresso, and I'm going to stamp right here at the bottom. I'm going to turn it. Turning it towards me and stamping just helps me keep it straight sometimes. And then I'm going to stamp right here in this corner. There are some cutouts in the die. You could actually, I think I'm going to do some of these for the projects on Thursday, but these will cut out like little leaf images for you. So you could add some of those to the inside if you want. I just like to keep it kind of simple on the inside. Let that dry a little bit. Go ahead and add some adhesive. And add that to the inside, like so. And there you have it. Super cute. I love it. I love them. I think they're so pretty, so easy. Really pretty, easy cards. And in less than an hour, we made 2 cards. Not bad. So I will post this one on my blog today with measurements, and then I will post this one tomorrow on my blog with measurements. And don't forget, if you want the card kit for the kits that we do this week, these 2 cards and then the 2 cards that we do on Thursday, I'll send you the kit. When you place a $50 order in my online store, I'll send you the kit for free. And the kit will include all the cardstock, the designer series paper, and the embellishments to create the cards. You just have to have the stamp set. I'll even send you the cardstock that you need to stamp on. So you just have to have the bundle, and you have to die cut your own pieces, of course, and stamp your own sentiments. If you already have the set, it's great. You know, it's beautiful. Here's some ideas for you to use if you completely lost my train of thought, y'all. Okay. Anyway, there's been a lot going on today. So I'm glad that you're here. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you again on Thursday. And if, like I said, any of the links for my email newsletter, anything else will be in the description of the video. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate you. If you like today's projects, please subscribe to my channel, like, share. I would really appreciate the engagement. And we'll see you again on Thursday. Happy stamping. Bye!